Golden Eagles, welcome back to Soaring Sports Podcast for Golden Eagle Media. My name is Matthew Vanover.
And my name is Matthew Parker.
And we're so excited to be your amazing host for today's exciting episode. In today's episode, we're going to be briefly diving deep into a lot of the basketball kind of recap matchup, looking forward to county tournament at the Pete Matthews Coliseum next week at Jacksonville State University. And we're going to deep dive into the rest of the schedule as we hit the train, and we're almost there back to back. So we're going to look forward to that. But before we jump into the action, be sure to hit that follow button so that you never, ever miss out on an episode of Soaring Sports Podcast. And if you enjoy our show, please leave us a rating. It helps us grow, and it helps us bring you more exciting and fantastic content. So with that, let's get right into it. It is Thursday, another good Thursday. We have been in school for a week.
Yep.
That's crazy to think.
Already. It's for me as a senior, kind of the last kind of couple of things going on. Teachers stressing that, we need to finish this last semester. But other than that, pretty good week so far.
Yeah, and as a junior, you're preparing for your final semester to get ready for your final year.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of preparations, and speaking of preparations, basketball is prepping for next week.
Yep.
That's a big deal. I mean, these past 2 years, we've made it all the way to the championships, and, we fell short to Oxford.
Yeah.
So I'm looking forward to another great county tournament, and you've got a lot in the county tournament, and I'll let you go for it.
Yeah, so the county tournament will begin this Saturday with Faith Christian and Jacksonville Christian Academy kicking off the tournament. Our boys got the 3 seed, and they will face the winner of JCA and Faith Christian, and then the winner of that game will play Piedmont, and whoever comes out of that will play us on Wednesday, January 17th at 4:30 p.m. For the boys' side, the first seed is Oxford, the second seed is Anniston, which the second seed for Anniston is kind of a very, very close.
Very close. Absolutely.
Which hopefully we'll get that rematch in the county tournament, which that'll be a pretty good game. So
I think that should be. I have a feeling that's how it's going to go, but I'm just looking forward to that.
Yeah, and our girls, on the other hand, they also got the 3 seed, which puts them to face the winner of Saxon Weaver. They will play on the same day as the boys at 3 o'clock, January 17th. Anniston is the 1 seed, and Oxford is the 2nd. The championship for both girls and boys will be on Friday, January 19th, with the girls playing first at 6 and the boys playing at 8. These games will be taking place at the Pete Matthews Coliseum at Jacksonville State, and we're super, super excited to dive into the county tournament and try to get back at what Oxford has done us for the past 2 years.
Yeah,
So.
I will never forget when they won the county tournament. Excuse me, and when they won the county tournament, Oxford did last year, and we come back that next week and showed up and showed out, and boy, we blew them out of the water.
Yeah, we beat them by 40.
We beat them by 40 to 50.
And not to mention at their place.
Yeah, at their place. And it was kind of, like a man, forget county. We're going to win what's really about. And they won state, and I can just, that night, I'm like, how's it feel now?
Yeah.
Kind of a, I've talked to a lot of Oxford fans this past week, and I'm with the youth leadership Calhoun County, and there's a lot of Oxford people that are in that club. And I talked to a couple basketball players, and they said, if we get the chance to play Jacksonville again, that'll be the 3rd time in these past 3 years that we have played them, and I'm so looking forward to it. So they're happy too about it. Hopefully they get to play us again. But obviously you got to work your way up, and we won't play till next Wednesday. So there'll be a lot of games that me, you, and a lot of other Calhoun County folks can go watch from Saturday up to Wednesday, and then the real team starts, back-to-back state champs, go play at it, and looking forward to that for sure.
It'll be a very cool kind of ordeal, and I'm super excited. I'm very, very, very excited for our girls. I'm very excited to see how far they go into the county tournament. I think they're going to make a huge run in the county. I think they'll make a deep run and make it to the championship this year, which we're super, super proud of them. They've worked so hard. And speaking of that, we'll talk about the recent games that they played, both boys and girls. Matt, you know a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so the Jacksonville High School Golden Eagles went to Ramsey this past Saturday and took on the number 7 ranked in the Class 5A Ramsey in Birmingham, Alabama. That was another ride that they're getting ready to look forward to again, hopefully Birmingham. But you have to get past these games first. But the boys the girls won in a close game to 56-50, and in a close.
That was the boys.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Yes.
So the boys won in a close game of 56-50, and then varsity girls, on the other hand, lost in a close battle to Ramsey, 46-42. The girls and the boys took on Piedmont this past Tuesday, which is something that we'll talk about here in a minute. But both teams won in dominant fashion. The girls held the Bulldogs to a 5-point lead in the first half to cruise to a final score of 59-15. And the boys played a very, very rough first half, trailing by as much as 11 at the half. But the boys stormed back and won by 10 with a final score of 67-57. Some very normal numbers in Jacksonville, Alabama. But Devin Barksdale led the team in scoring with 27 points. I believe that's the most points he scored on the bus this season. I don't think at home. I believe he scored 30 points at home in a game. I'm not sure. But then they will tonight. They play. Let's see. Both the girls and the boys will be playing tonight at Cherokee County in an area showdown. So they will have the opportunity to turn around and play, and then after that tomorrow night versus Heflin at home with another area game. So back-to-back area games, one on the road, one at home, and that one's going to be a huge atmosphere. I heard we're going to be playing. I got the email the other day about Pet Band's going to be playing that night. Tomorrow night, so definitely going to be some loud music in there, and Heflin's going to bring their crowd just like Anniston did. And but going back to the Ramsey game, I saw a lot of positive things from this ball game. There were a lot of good atmospheric things. Ramsey has a great crowd. They have a beautiful gymnasium, and Jacksonville coming off the amazing Christmas break season, they were like, all right, we got to get back going. This is 2024. This is our back-to-back year, and by golly, let's go do it. And sure enough, they performed and they did what they were supposed to do, and I'm proud of them. I think.
Yeah. I feel like kind of when they came back from Guntersville and played in that Spring Classic tournament, played a couple games up there. Got a couple good wins. One team out of state, out of East, Forsyth, Georgia. They played a very, very good game against them. And coming back in state and playing not just any lopsided team. It's a pretty good team that has been a consistent state contender for 5A in basketball. And Ramsey is not any way over there. Very, very good basketball team, and just overall, I feel like more people coming into this game that Jacksonville was going to get blown out, but the boys persevered and they got the win. So super proud. And the girls played a very, very close game against a much bigger and physical team. But we're super proud of you guys and guys and girls, and
I think backing up what Matt said about how they were back, they are very great contention in Plainview is in 5A. With the football team going into 5A, a lot of the teams, I've noticed that we've been playing our best ball against 5A schools lately. Is that just me, or have you seen that?
Yeah, I've seen it as of recently. kind of with the teams that we played up top. I know we played a 6A school. I'm not sure the exact team that we played, but we squeezed out a close victory over there. Like I said, the games weren't really sought afterwards, but like I said, couldn't be more proud of our basketball teams. They fight hard, they work hard, and they're led by great coaches.
Yeah, they do, and that's going back to great coaches. There have been a lot of great coaches that in basketball that are really, really good, and that they stick with the team. And that's we talked about earlier in the podcast last year, coachable players. If you've got a good basketball coach, you're gonna go somewhere, and that's what Plainview had, that's what Ramsey had. But I'm gonna go off a limb here and talk about Plainview. When we played Plainview at Plainview, that was a big test for the Golden Eagles. But if you look at this game and compare the two, I think they played better against Ramsey than they did Plainview.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just me. I think, they cruised dominantly, and the final score was, it was 56-50, and they were back and forth. It was a great game. The first game that they played against Plainview, unfortunately lost. Plainview was celebrating, they beat the back-to-back state champs. Okay, go on about your day, go on about your year, and then come back and play Ramsey and make a statement.
Yep.
And that is what Golden Eagle is about. That's what being a Golden Eagle is about. And we had class meetings the other day, and our principal, Dr. Russ Waits, said there's 3 A's. There's achievement, there's academics, athletics, and achievement. And athletics being in the middle means it can go either way. And the Golden Eagles, man, they push the needle to go the way that they want it to. And that's something that you had mentioned earlier about the county tournament.
Yeah.
So.
And kind of going back to what you were saying, Piedmont. Piedmont will, out of the 3 teams that JCA Faith Christian and Piedmont, we'll probably see Piedmont again in the county tournament Wednesday, and that'll be another matchup. We've beaten them twice over the past 2 matchups. We beat them pretty sizely at home, and then we go into their place and beat them by 10, which was a rough start by the Golden Eagles. Coach Weasley got fired up and had to exchange a couple of words to the players like, hey, like, you ain't doing your best, straighten it out.
Yeah.
And they went in there and did their thing, so, yeah.
Do you think that, you said we may see them in the county championships, who do you think that will occur for? Do you think it'll be the boys, or do you think it'll be the girls? Because Coach Shane Morrow, he's been doing an amazing job over there at Piedmont, and he knows the Jacksonville, he knows Jacksonville. So do you think it'll be the girls, or do you think it'll be the boys?
Well, I think it just depends on, how, especially who the girls face up. I'm not too sure that what I know about Saxon Weaver, but there's some pretty good, decent teams. I know that the girls already faced Sax, and they beat them pretty sizably. But, Mike, just going back to what you were saying, that, like I said, they've been working hard, and like I said, they'll be led by great players, great coaches, and I think they'll make a deep run, and they'll put up a good fight against whoever they play against. So.
Yeah, I think, and we talk about neutral sites, and Jacksonville State being one of them for the county tournament. That's just a big, that's a big venue. I mean, I thank the Lord for beautiful days, because when I get out of school early and it's for the county tournament, I'm like, man, it's sunny outside. We're gonna have a great day. Go get a bite to eat with guys, or at the drum line or whatever, and and you see all these teams come in, rolling in with their police escorts, and you see them play, and you just see all the bands coming in. It's just a great environment. And if you are listening and you don't have a kid, a grandkid, a friend in Calhoun County that plays, and you're just living in Calhoun County, man, come watch these guys play. This is the future of your college sports. This is the future of your Alabama Crimson Tide, your Auburn Tigers, your Jacksonville State University Gamecocks, your Troy Trojans. This is the future, playing at their best. And a lot of these teams that will play on Pete Matthews Coliseum for the county tournament will see the Pete floor again in sub-regionals and regionals.
Sub-regionals and regionals, yeah.
And they'll go on to play at State in Birmingham at the BJCC, which is a noticeable. They call Bryant-Denny Stadium East Mercedes-Benz Stadiums. I'm starting to call it Jacksonville High School East is BJCC. So, I mean, because we know that floor, but, a lot of kids don't. So it's just, like I said, it goes both ways. But like I said, if you have a friend and you would like to come out, Jacksonville State would love to have you. The county would love to have you. And the AHSA knows it's going on too, so there'll probably be a couple AHSA board members there. It's just going to be electric. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah. I feel like kind of going back to what you were saying with the guys, you got some veteran guys on the basketball team. You got Kedrick Fisher, Devin Barksdale, DeMonte Sinclair, just veteran guys who've been on that floor and been in those moments. And I think that'll play a huge factor going into these regionals and maybe even the Final Four if we get there. So.
Yeah. And one more thing before we wrap this up is it's just now popped in my head. When you said, they know the court and they want it, they're hungry. If, let's say, we have the opportunity to play Anniston in the county championships, varsity boys. Okay, we talked about that last week, the final score being swept away from them by 2 points. And we talked about, how that game was greatly executed on both sides. And Anniston, came in and won, they left. But could you imagine if we see Anniston again, and not Oxford? Take Oxford out of the question. We pull Anniston in. We play Anniston for the county championships, the Pete, and we're looking for revenge. They're looking to top off an amazing season. How do you think that would affect the boys if we found out that we were playing Anniston for the county championships?
Well, I feel like it would fire them up even more. I feel like they would get that extra effort knowing that they have an opportunity to get that back. And just feel like they would just work their tails off more than even they probably think they can. I feel like just with for example, with Alexandria's a pretty feisty team.
Absolutely.
And like I said, they played them earlier on the 18th, and they were fighting pretty good until they got to that last 2 minutes of that basketball game, and the boys kind of pulled off. And that wasn't their best performance, which we'll see here in a couple of weeks where they play at their place, Alexandria's place. We'll see how that goes. Which kind of go into those games. The rest of the season. See, today they will take on, like I said, Cherokee County, and then tomorrow they'll play Heflin, which they should mildly beat them.
Yeah, a good possibility.
Yeah, they should take care of business over there, and so, and then you got county tournament, which is through the 13th to the 20th, and then they come back at home for a 3-game stint with Asheville, Cherokee County, and Weaver, which Asheville's in the past hasn't been the greatest, but they've definitely improved, and I'm super excited for that. If I'm not mistaken, that'll be senior night, the 23rd.
Should be, yeah.
And then Cherokee County will come to our place on the 26th. That'll be our last area game, which will be quote-unquote the area championship game, which if we beat Cherokee County tonight and then Heflin tomorrow, I feel like that solidifies us as the 1 seed in our area.
And that means we will host, correct? If I'm not mistaken, we will host for the 3rd time in a row.
That is correct.
All right, just making sure.
And then on the 29th, we'll play Weaver at home, which that'll be a non-area, non-classification game. And then on that next day, on the 30th, Plainview, we traveled up to Plainview and go play them again. And then we come back down and go to Alexandria for our last regular season game of the year.
That's a great final regular season opponent to play. I mean, playing your rivals, that is awesome.
Yeah.
And Alexandria always brings good sportsmanship, so that'll be, at the end of the day, always all congratulating each other on an amazing season. That'll be something cool.
Yeah. And then we go into area tournament, which will most likely will be hosting. It just depends on how we play. And then the sub-regionals will be on the 10th. And then we'll go into regionals. That'll be at Pete Madison Coliseum in the state finals. Kind of talking about contenders for 4A. Definitely Jacksonville is one of them, no doubt about it. But you got other teams like Hale County, White Plains,
Escambia County, Westminster Christian,
Jackson, down in South Alabama. I feel like they are the dark horse to win the South, which, no disrespect to Hale County, I know they're the number 1 right now in 4A, but
we're coming. Just watch out.
Yeah, so which we played Hale County last year, if I'm not mistaken, in the Final Four game, and it was a blowout completely. But to be fair, we had we had so much talent.
We had the bench. Let me go ahead and tell you, we had the bench.
Yeah, which we're super excited to what this basketball season will bring on with the last half of the season. And then they'll bring up other sports like baseball, softball, golf, track, and the second semester of esports.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to all the new sports that especially with swim coming off last season. I don't believe they had a spring season. I'm not sure, which was kind of weird because I don't like swimming in the fall. The water would be pretty cold for me. But bass fishing's getting it done. Esports is getting it done. A lot of the new teams in the school have 2 seasons, and that's something that we're going to talk about as well. But like you said, baseball and basketball, and like we just got done talking about, and softball, and just tennis and golf. A lot of the Golden Eagle Media, the photographers, they had media day this week and taking all the media day pictures and everything. So man, the teams have been immaculate, and they have been outstandingly just awesome, and they're just really good to work with. So I'm looking forward to just another great spring season. There's nothing really much to say other than I just can't wait. Let's hurry up and get next Wednesday here. Let's play basketball.
Yeah. So
I think that'll do it.
Yeah, I think there's not much really. It's kind of been a offset week it's kind of just been a basketball dominant past couple of weeks. So
yeah, basketball dominant, and homework train kicking up and going. So, guys, that's a wrap for this week's episode of Soaring Sports Podcast. We want to thank all the athletes and the fans for sharing their insight into Golden Eagle sports and for giving us an inside look at their and your day by day. We hope you enjoy taking flight into soaring in Jacksonville High School sports with us. Don't forget to follow, rate, and review our podcast. Your support means the absolute world to us, and we can't do this without you. Until next time, keep cheering for Jacksonville High School sports teams and athletes and remember, in every high school sports, every victory, every defeat, and every moment counts. Keep soaring. Go Eagles.
Go Eagles.